I'm parked up on the side of the Newell Highway and I'm on my way to Brisbane in this. This is the Cat CT630S. It's the latest addition to the Cat trucks family. This is actually quite a uniquely Australian truck. Like the rest of the Cat family, it shares a Navistar ProStar platform. This is their 26 metre B-double truck. So it's not out in the country yet, but this is one of the engineering prototypes. Under the bonnet is the Euro 5 spec C15 engine. Behind it is a Eaton Fuller 18-speed Road Ranger, and essentially the truck doesn't look startlingly different from the rest of the Cat trucks family. In fact, this looks like a combination of the CT610 and the CT630 because it's been pinched up for a shorter BBC or bumper to back of cab measurement to get it in the 26 metre envelope. So it comes with an integrated sleeper cab. It's about a 33-inch sleeper, but only in low roof, which does make it a little bit cosy. I'm on my way to Brisbane now with a load of general freight, and so I've just finished a major break. And yes, I slept all right, but you do find yourself sort of wiggling around looking for places to put stuff. There's not a lot of storage in that cab. Cat are really pushing the fuel efficiency and the simplicity of their platform, because this meets Euro 5 emissions regulations, or ADO 8003, without EGR and without SCR. It uses what they call a dioxy catalyst, which is effectively passive regeneration. Well, I've been on the road with the CT630S now for about 3 days. I'm nearly halfway back to Melbourne. So in that time I've unloaded in Brisbane, I've reloaded for Melbourne out of Brisbane, and I'm currently right up on my weight, so the whole truck is loaded up to about 62 tonne. And in that time I've been able to climb Cunningham's Gap, which is a fairly big drag out of Brisbane. And it's really given me a chance to evaluate the performance of the truck and of the engine to an extent. I think the engine is actually quite a known quantity. In fact, that's one of the appeals of it. This is not a new driveline. It's been around for quite a while. It's been tweaked to make it cleaner and to meet emissions legislation. It is worth pointing out that this is an engineering evaluation truck, so this truck isn't for sale yet. There's probably some things that I might pick about this truck that will be taken care of in production models anyway. As it sits at the moment, this cab is probably a little bit snug for someone doing full-time line haul. I think it's better suited in this configuration as a shuttle truck. So there is some underbunk storage, but that sort of highlights another downside, is this truck doesn't have locker boxes that are accessible from the outside, and that, it's not a deal breaker, but nobody wants their dirty stuff like their gloves, bottles of oil, or bottles of coolant or that rattling around under your bed. You want it stored away from everything, so you can keep your working space clean and tidy. So Cat has 4 distinct heavy-duty models on the Australian market now, and the addition of this will be number 5. Really fleshes out their heavy-duty range and fills in some of the gaps. The C15 engine, one of the beauties of the C15 engine is, and especially in this installation of the Cat truck, it's just so easy to drive. A good example is I was climbing Cunningham's Gap last night, and on a steep grade like that, if you screw up a gear change in a manual truck, you can get yourself into a whole heap of trouble trying to get going again. You've got a lot of weight hanging off the back of the truck. If you missed a gear in this truck on a grade like that, just the characteristics of the Cat engine mean that you'd be able to grab the next gear down very quickly and get yourself out of trouble. Another aspect of the C15, and even in this installation, is cooling. even though the engine bay area on this S model is actually smaller, like there's less room around the engine, which generally affects cooling efficiency. Because this truck doesn't use EGR or exhaust gas recirculation, it just runs that bit cooler. There's less engine fan runtime. I mean, at the moment, I'm just south of Gilgandra in central New South Wales. It's 36 degrees outside, and the engine fan comes on periodically, but not for long periods of time. Another characteristic that's common to actually all the trucks in the Cat range is visibility and ease of use. I was driving around Brisbane yesterday, and in traffic, even as a B-double, you knew where everything was. Well, I'm about 8 hours from home. I've got a full load of building supplies on. The clouds are rolling in over the horizon, and I'm looking forward to getting back. But this trip has been really good. I've really enjoyed having a closer look at this truck, and it's a much needed weapon in the Cat Trucks arsenal. I really look forward to seeing the finished product when it starts rolling off the assembly line in 2014.